Your Excellency, Mr. Chairman, dear participants, good morning. It is a pleasure and an honor for me, on behalf of the people of Tanzania, led by His Excellency President Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete, to be here among so many distinguished speakers and attendees to this conference. It is also a privilege to be one of the speakers during this important conference. I applaud the organizers for hosting this conference and extend my sincere appreciation and thanks to Dr. Elaine Valdov, the Acting Executive Director of the World Energy Forum, for inviting me to this conference. Mr. Chairman, allow me at this juncture to register greetings and appreciation from my President, His Excellency Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, countries, particularly the developing countries such as Tanzania, are currently facing the challenges of an increasingly complex and competitive world, which has been made more difficult by the recession. The most immediate challenge we face today is finding solutions that enable us to rebound back from the current recession and put the world economies back on track. To surmount those challenges, particularly in the energy sector, we all need to approach the energy issues with open minds, conduct dialogue with openness, and promote cooperation at regional and international levels. This conference has therefore come at an opportune time to enable us to review and address the challenges facing us and develop strategies for strengthening our nation's energy security. Mr. Chairman and my dear colleagues, in order to encourage long-term investment, exploration into new supplies and technologies, it is absolutely necessary to formulate policies that allow the energy industry to develop an integrated set of solutions for increasing energy diversity, energy efficiency, and the conservation of the environment. Such policies are necessary to enable us to address the long-term challenge of sustaining economic growth for the future. The energy sector is a long-term enterprise, and the decisions made today could have consequences for years to come. It is therefore necessary for our countries and the energy companies to plan on long-term basis, consistent with the life cycle of resource development. Mr. Chairman, even in the midst of our current economic downturn, our governments and energy companies need to remain committed to investing in projects and technologies to meet their current and future needs. Governments should create conducive environment and facilitate the energy industry so that the objectives of both countries and investors are realized. The policies set up should be coupled with appropriate strategies to meet the desired objectives. However, governments will be expected to assist in the management of risks that are inherent in the energy businesses and in the broader business cycle. Mr. Chairman, dear participants, meeting our many energy challenges requires a multidimensional approach. There is a clear need to formulate long-term policies that support an integrated set of solutions that will foster exploration of new energy supplies, increase energy efficiency, and discover innovations that address climate risks in the most effective manner. By combining efforts in finding new energy supplies, promoting efficiency and environmental goals, we may succeed to meet the multiple energy challenges with multiple solutions. Integrated solutions will increase energy diversity by improving and advancing the efficient use of all economically viable energy sources. The outcome will be to provide flexibility and resilience to market participants who seek the most effective and efficient sources of energy to meet their needs. In developing countries like Tanzania, where the dominant energy use is biomass, Concerted efforts are required to meet the goal of sustaining the growing energy demand, finding new energy supplies, improving efficiency, and conserving the environment. To those who are endowed with abundant energy resources and have financial resources to tap them, the challenges may be fewer and simpler. However, for those who have less energy resources or have resources that are yet to be developed, due to the financial constraint, like most of the developing countries in Africa, the challenges are much bigger and complex. From the foregoing, it's natural for therefore that collaboration and cooperation among countries and industries players, making use of advances in technology, proper planning, developing human resource capacity, and finding innovative financing mechanisms form part of the challenges to be addressed in this conference. Mr. Chairman, Tanzania is a clear example and a case study for countries which are endowed with abundant energy resources such as hydro, coal, natural gas, solar, wind, geothermal, biofuels, sea waves, nuclear energy due to availability of uranium, and others, without forgetting massive oil exploration that is being undertaken by multinational companies. Although all these sources of energy are abundant and enormously available in Tanzania, we are yet to fully harness them to bring about the much expected and desired results of helping transform the social and economic status or progress of the people of Tanzania due to financial constraints. As a result, there is a serious imbalance between energy supply and the demand in the country. Mr. Chairman, while I'm mindful of the fact that the main focus in this conference is to discuss global needs and solutions, technological breakthroughs, developments, and advances in sustainable and accessible energy that can benefit all nations, allow me to take this opportunity to once again remind the world in general, and energy companies in particular, of the fact that Tanzania is one of the countries in the world endowed with energy resources, coupled with political stability and a conducive investment climate. Other resources that are available in Tanzania include, but not limited to, a range of minerals and tourist attractions, such as the famous Mount Kilimanjaro, which is the highest mountain in the African continent. As such, I wish to entice and welcome energy and industrial and other industrial investors who come and invest in Tanzania. Technological advances offer the opportunity to explore, for develop, and produce, and transport to consumer the energy safely, reliably, and responsibly. For example, a technology developed by major oil companies is making it economical to produce petroleum in deep waters, produce natural gas trapped in extremely tight rock formations far below the Earth's surface, and enhance production in mature producing provinces. Likewise, in the electricity subsector, more electricity can now be produced from traditional sources because of advances in technology. Advances in technologies have also made it possible to further develop renewable energies such as solar, wind, geothermal, mini hydros, biofuels, and others, but just to mention a few. Technological advances in LNG and the transport vessels have improved the capability to economically and efficiently deliver natural gas to markets essentially where in the world, most particularly Europe, North America, and Asia. Mr. Chairman and my dear colleagues, despite the current economic instability, we will continue to experience growth in energy demand around the world, driven primarily by economic expansion, especially in the developing world like Tanzania. This simple and undeniable fact is echoed by detailed analysis that has been carried out by institutions, including the International Agency on energy companies, and many scholars, just to mention but a few. Energy demand is not just set to grow, it is set to grow significantly. By the year 2030, it is forecasted that the world's energy needs will be about 30%, 35% higher than they were in 2005. even with the substantial future gains in efficiency and taking into consideration the current economic